y'all, we are back with more grant opportunities for our nonprofit organizations. And in this video, we have $175,000 worth of grant opportunities for your nonprofit. Remember, these grant opportunities are for organizations that have their tax exempt status. So Secretary of State, nonprofit corporation. Yes, we did phase one, but you got to take that second step and go through the IRS process, which gets you that IRS determination letter, which gives you that tax exempt status on a federal level. But there's more. Make sure you look into getting your state level tax exempt status. So when you get those receipts and you see those state taxes, local taxes, whatever it's labeled, you can then be exempt from that as well. I know several organizations will primarily focus on that IRS determination letter because they're like, I want to get grants, I want to get funders, so then they can get that deduction. You can save more money for your business if you get that state level tax exemption as well. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri. And on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting the foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth. Because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the nonprofit grant playlist, the small business grant playlist. And in those lists, both of them, I post different grant opportunities where you don't need a business, where there is not a deadline stated. And most importantly, there are those global opportunities. So wherever you are in the world, there is potentially a grant opportunity for you to take home some money for your business if you are not in the US. And I have launched my second book, y'all. And this book is a labor of love. It is 130 pages of content. It talks about if you get the grant, if you don't get the grant, applying for the grants, and most importantly, there are sample answers. So if you get stuck and you're like, I don't know how to answer this question, what's some things that I should be considering, get that book. Now, y'all, do not plagiarize. Please, I beg of you. I do not want you to lose out on a grant opportunity because instead of using those answers to brainstorm, you literally just copy them word for word. We don't want to lose no money, especially free money that we do not have to pay back, okay? If you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we want to stay over there too long because we want to start talking about this money for our nonprofit organizations, and these grants are bangers. Okay, before we do all of that, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're enjoying these nonprofit grants. And I know y'all already enjoy the for-profit grants because the views, the comments, y'all let me know that. So let me know if you are liking this new content. I wouldn't say new content, refreshed content, because I went on a hiatus. But let me get back. Okay, so because we have several grants, I don't have like my NAICS number. I don't have an IRS determination letter. I cannot get into the application, but some of these require you to do a letter of interest first anyways. And I definitely can't write these people no letter and then they tell me to apply for something and I don't meet the credentials. But this first grant opportunity is for $5,000. And they have several causes, and you know, with nonprofits, they focus on the causes that are important to them, and then they align themselves with organizations that share those same mission, vision, values. So make sure you're aligned with them and that they are aligned with you. So the causes that they are focused on are children, education, and or health and human services. They also added that whatever amount you ask for, because remember with these grants, even if it says $5,000, it's up to, so you can ask for $1,000, $500, ask for whatever you need. Whatever you ask for cannot be more than 10% of your operating budget. Essentially, they're saying that we ain't trying to fund your operations. Now, that last grant that I posted, y'all, they were giving up to $200,000 for operating budget and salaries. So go watch that video if you haven't, okay? Because we don't want to miss any money. Because we have several grants that we're going to talk about, I don't want to stay on this screen too long, so let's look at this first grant. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is sponsored by none other than Costco. And this grant, as I said, is for up to $5,000. They tell you the eligibility guidelines, but they specifically say monetary requests only. And the reason that they state that, because there are some local organizations where they will give out products for you to use at different vendor events that you might be doing or community engagement activities that you're doing. Costco is saying that we will give you money, but we will not give you inventory. Okay, so only ask them for money. And then there's two different paths that you can ask for funds, either warehouse donations. So this is for local organizations or local causes. And then the full grant application is going to be for larger, broad-based organizations or causes. So you click whichever one that you want to click on. Let's click on warehouse donations just to see what that one looks like. And this request is a fillable PDF, and then it ask you for the program information. Of course, all this is your background information. And then how will it assist your program? And then how will the funds be raised for the program be used? So whatever money you're asking for, what are you going to use it for? And then how will it assist your program? Now, if we go back and then we're going to click on the actual grant application. So if you go down here, it tells you all the things they're looking for. You're going to hit next. But then also I think is important where they tell you what they do not fund. So make sure whatever you're applying for does not fit into any of these categories, because you have now spent your precious time applying for a grant opportunity that you are not eligible for based on your ask. But then these are things that they're looking for: a cover letter, your W-9, your budget information. And remember, whatever you ask them for cannot be more than 10% of your operating budget, which is why they're asking for that budget. Then also the program budget information, and then measurable results are an impact report. Nonprofit grants are way more strict than for-profit grant opportunities, and you will have to have those performance measures. You will have to have the impact report being how has it affected community, your programs. But then also there are going to be reporting requirements when they give you the money as well. So make sure you got your ducks in a row. And if you don't, get yourself a consultant to help you align your business and be grant ready. Now, our second grant opportunity is for $20,000. Now, all of the other nonprofit grant videos that I've recently posted, there have not been any deadlines. Costco's is not a deadline. It's on a rolling basis, but this specific grant opportunity does have a deadline. But if you're watching this and it's after the deadline, the next grant does not have a deadline, and the one before this one does not have a deadline. So there is still always an opportunity for you to potentially walk away with some money for your organization. Now, this grantor, we're gonna, as always, talk about the causes that are near and dear to them and making sure that you are aligned with them. I will say this grantor is pretty broad and all over the place as far as the different causes that are of importance to them. But those causes are museums, culture and arts programs, schools and hospitals, educational skill training, and other programs for youth, seniors, and persons with disabilities, environmental and wildlife, and then any other community-based organizations and programs. So why I say this one is kind of broad is because they say any other community-based organizations and programs. So that's pretty broad, that's pretty general. And again, this opportunity is for up to $20,000 for your nonprofit organization with tax exempt status. And the minimum ask is $1,000. But again, do not ask for more than what you need. Okay, y'all, those are the causes that are important to them. Considering that last category, I think most of us should be aligned with them if we have a nonprofit with tax exempt status. But if not, wait for the next grant that we're about to talk about. But for now, let's look at this next grant. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is sponsored by Max and Victoria Dreyfus Foundation. And as you can see, there is a deadline for this grant opportunity, but remember the other ones in this video do not have a deadline. We're going to click on summary examples first, because I think this is one of the most important places on this website, because they give you examples of organizations that have submitted a summary and that have potentially walked away with the money. And if they didn't walk away with the money, they still feel like these were strong summaries and piqued their interest to say, maybe we're going to give this organization this money. So I'm not going to read these, but definitely make sure you go through all of these. This is similar to my workbook where there are sample answers. This is literally sample answers, and you see how short these are. So they want you to be brief. And again, grantors are getting thousands of applications, and they want to make sure that you get to the point. You strategically get to the point, though, making sure that you provide them with all of the information that they would need in order to make an informed decision, especially asking for up to $20,000. And then we click on the application, and it talks about the different requirements, which we've already discussed, as far as making sure that you have your tax exempt status and you are not a private foundation. So private foundations are not eligible for this grant opportunity. And then the details, like I said, they give you the summary example page that you can click on. And then they ask that the request be formatted. So they tell you all of the details. And I'm going to tell you, with this type of grantor, they're looking to see, can this person follow instructions as well, right? So read this, make sure you do everything specifically in the way that they're asking for, because one small move that is not aligned with the ask could throw out an incredible application because you did not format it the way that they are requesting. And then if you have questions, you can reach out to them. Click on here for the timeline and deadlines, which we've already talked about. And then you want to go into the portal. I don't have access to the portal because I do not have the necessary information, but you will, and potentially be able to get $20,000 for your nonprofit organization. Now, our next grant opportunity is for $150,000, y'all. $150,000 of free money, if you use it for legal purposes, for your organization. There are several causes that is dear to this specific grantor, and if your organization is aligned, you could potentially walk away with up to $150,000. Now remember, only ask for what you need. If your organization only needs $50,000, just ask for the $50,000, because they're going to be able to determine if you ask for $150,000 that that's too much money for the type of programming that they're doing, their budget, because remember, they're going to be all in your business for this type of money, and you're going to have reporting requirements, and they're going to be asking for performance measures, and they're going to be asking for impact reports, and they're going to be asking for data about family serve and what you're doing in community. So this isn't the small business grants where you tell them your dreams and aspirations. This is, what are you doing, and we need to see what you're doing to give you $150,000. Okay, so the causes that are important to them are youth, education, reducing hunger, and alleviating homelessness. So if any of these are aligned with your current nonprofit, you could potentially walk away with this grant opportunity. So with that, y'all, let's look at this next grant. All right, y'all. This opportunity is sponsored by Publix. And unlike our other grant opportunity from Costco, Publix will give you some inventory on top of the money. So you can make a request for donations, gift cards, sponsorships, giveaways, and program ads. So let's say you are a nonprofit and you're like, right now we don't necessarily want to apply for $150,000, but we would love to give away some Publix gift cards to families and communities that might need groceries, or we're going to do a charity event and we want to auction off something from Publix, or we want Publix to sponsor it. So there are so many different ways that you can partner with Publix, as long as you are aligned with the causes that are of importance to them. And also, you have to be positioned in locations where Publix serve. And that is listed here. So their communities, Publix is in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, or Kentucky. Now, if they expand into other locations, then of course you will be eligible to apply for this grant opportunity. But again, you have Costco that we've talked about, where you can potentially get that $5,000 of money for your organization, and the Max and Victoria one, where you can get up to $20,000. And of course, the other grant opportunities that I've posted as well, go into that playlist if you're not located inside of any of these communities. But again, $150,000, y'all, potentially for your organization could be a life-changing, and you're already in community, and this is going to help you be in community more than what you already are. So those are our grants for today, but definitely be on the lookout because I'm trying to do this weekly. So next week, we're going to have even more grant opportunities for our nonprofit organizations, but check out the grants for small businesses as well, or even if you're trying to start a small business, because there are no business needed grants in that small business grant playlist as well. But like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Whatever you can do to support the channel, I will be forever grateful. As always, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having a beautiful day. And I will see you all next time.